The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Geis, his first carry of the game, and he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Let's go, 15. Hey, got three down. Settle down, huh?
On 2nd down, here's Smith. He'll check it down to Geis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards the pickup on the pitch and catch. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And Reed with it over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking is so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Stafford. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A gain of 32 that time.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Gets through and now an opening. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. About 3 yards there to the 27.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Hey, take two. Two of those three. Two.
On second down, Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. To throw is Stafford. Letting one go deep for the... And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Anderson-Dejo. And he will take it on out to the 20-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
After the interception, here's Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gordon. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. And even 40 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is Geis. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on second down is Smith. Out to the left here to Reed. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
52. 35.
They'll hand it down to Geis. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That's it, baby. Double, double, double.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Smith on third down. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Richardson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Obi Melifonwu with the tackle. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
All right, boys, here we go. Red, red. 11, 11.
On second down, here's Stafford. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And down he'll go at the 25. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout call. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
All right, here we go.
And the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. From the gun, here's Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play on third down for the Lions. 43 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Big 20.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Dumping it off for Johnson. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1.
Say 22. Pack 55. 32.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Theo Riddick, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have tied it. If they hit the extra point, they'll have the lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So out now come the Redskins. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
On the handoff, it's Geis. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Smith on 3rd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. This is taken at the 23. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, Stafford. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
On 1st down, Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Reed. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10, Smith. Quick hitch, complete. It's Richardson. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Out of the gun, Smith. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Josh Gordon, as the first half is winding down, and the Redskins are able to strike for 6. And it's up and good. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now the juke. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Redskins who have the lead here. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Now a handoff, Johnson. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give the tackle there to Josh Norman.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On 3rd down, Johnson. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Christian Jones the one who picked it. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And here come the Redskins now. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They start on the ground with Geis. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Over the middle, complete. That's Richardson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. This is Geis. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Dumps it off for Geis. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Smith. Gets it to Gordon. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Smith now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Back to the ground game now with Geis. And they'll get this down to the 10. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Geis, they'll try to run it. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. And that is caught by the tight end Reed. Touchdown Washington. Jordan Reed, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are going to take the lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Ryan Kerrigan in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Operating from the gun, Stafford. Back now at Ford Field. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, Stafford forced out to his left. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Look at the dance and the juke. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And the drive begins with a run by Geis. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. Smith now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Jordan Reed, his second touchdown of the night. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Double, set. Back 54. 0.
Operating from the gun. Stafford. Caught here by Griffin. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
11.
Now a first down throw. Stafford throwing deep for... And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. Prater for the extra point. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, here's Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Jordan Reed. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jordan Reed with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
22.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford rolling to his left. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. Stafford on first down. Dancing to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Hey, 22! Give me radar.
On first down at Stafford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Jones, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and then, by the way, also the 2-minute warning in place, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Now Smith to throw on second down. He's going to air one out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll run it now out of the gun. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to draw up something good here on 3rd and 13. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The Redskins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Smith. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Smith finding Doxson that time for a Washington first. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. And they'll go on the ground. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now it's Smith. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a two-score game. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find two scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. And Detroit getting set to go now. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Set. 260.
Now Stafford. He's going to let it fly. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for Detroit. 49 yards, 10 seconds to go. One last throw here for Stafford. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just on...
Money bag. Money bag. Money bag. Make it like a money bag. Money bag. God, I do the Maybach on Monday for rock.